All right, it's another week, another day with Deuce Luke. This is our program to help make you aware about autism. It's all next on The Deuce is Loose. All right, we are back. I'm Martin Falls, and this is Deuce Luke. Give me a little
Bam.
bam today. All right, just a bam. There we go. And Deuce, of course, he's reaching his challenges. He's doing well. He danced last week. He got his parents to dance. And later, I'm going to let Deuce challenge me. I'm always making him come out the box. Well, I'm going to let him challenge me, but that's later in the show. Before we do that, a few more questions. This show is designed to teach you and make you aware of autism. Deuce is doing really well with his autism. He has really gained a lot of ground, much of that due to some caring parents, Kathy and Jay Luke, who sort of make him a little uncomfortable at times because they know that he's capable. Right, Deuce?
That is right, sir.
So they bring you out of your comfort zone, which I like to do all the time.
Yes.
So we're going to do that. But let's do this. A few questions. Like, I remember when we first started, you were a little guarded about simple questions, but as the time went on and you became real comfortable with me and the show, you opened up quite a bit. Is this pretty common?
It is common for some autistic kids because kids with autism feel guarded. They like to keep themselves. They feel a sense of security whenever they keep themselves. And we just need to reach out to them and help for the best for them. And also be like their friend as well.
Small talk. Was that hard for you in the beginning to I guess, participate in small talk, or were you always good at it?
It was hard in the beginning, and it's still hard for me now. Autistic kids have a hard time with small talk. They don't really like to get on that topic. They just like to get on to wherever they like.
So it's a practical thing. You'd rather not deal with the little fluffy kind of stuff. You'd rather get right into the meat and potatoes.
Yes. Okay.
Because I notice that about you when we come on and I see you in the morning and you're nice, you say hello, but you want to get right to the show content.
That's right.
You don't want to talk about what the Saints did or what LSU did. You always say, hey, let's talk about the questions today, or this is what I want the show to do. You're more of a substance kind of person.
Yes, sir. I'm pretty direct a little bit, but whenever I need to lay off some steam, I just try to be more calm and efficient.
All right, now here's the big question.
Okay.
Because I'm the king of wing. I can wing a whole day. I can change. If somebody throws me something different, I sort of morph with it. So I could fluctuate. I do every day. I'm on TV, or I have to go to a business meeting, or I have to go play music, or I have to write a song. That's all ups and downs. So let me ask you, autistic people, and I notice you like to have everything regimented. So when I used to come in and throw you off guard a little bit, does that agitate you?
Not as much, really. I mean, it used to agitate me in the past, because in the past I was off guard quite a lot. But now I try to go with the flow, trying to be flexible, and just try to be much productive as I can.
Mm-hmm. And I told you last week about people laughing. As long as they're laughing with you and not at you, but don't take either one to heart, because everybody, no matter where you're at, people laugh at you at one point of your life. You just got to roll right over the speed bump. So let me ask you this. When it comes to patterns of walking or any kind of physical activity, do you find autistic people, let's speak for yourself because I can't speak for all autistic people, were you a little bit clumsy at first, and do you have to sort of get out of that pattern or work at that pattern?
Well, I have to get out of the pattern or even work at the pattern, because I was not coordinated at all. I was not very well for coordination. But once I learned how to be more coordinated and learning how to follow patterns. It looked pretty good for me.
So patterns, you talk about patterns. Do you have problems with following patterns, or did your parents have to sort of keep you on the straight and narrow?
Well, I've learned how to follow patterns in video games, but then time passed and I've stopped doing those patterns. So it's pretty hard right now, but I'm learning to learn from my mistakes.
All right, so the video games have really helped you as far as patterns.
That's correct.
All right. It's helped you in a lot of areas we find. So I want to go back to impersonations because we're going to have we'll start it in this segment and we'll come back in the next segment.
Perfect.
But Harry Potter was such a big personality and a big series for such a long time.
Plus, he had a big heart.
Yeah. I want you give me a Harry Potter impersonation.
Oh, yeah. I think that Professor Snape should lay off on me. But maybe I love Ginny a little bit. But everything but that, I'm pretty good at my spellcasting.
All right. You watched a lot of Harry Potter?
Yes, I watched it a few times over the years.
You watched the whole thing, huh?
Yeah, but not even the books. I couldn't really get into it.
How about Yoda?
Oh, I could definitely do Yoda.
All right, let me hear Yoda.
The force is strong with you, young one. You must try to do or do not. There is no try.
All right, how long you practice Yoda?
Quite a while.
So what do you do when you practice? Do you sit in your room and practice, or do you say, Mom and Dad, I want you to hear this voice? Well, how do you do it?
Well, I sometimes get my mom and dad to do it, but they honestly don't understand me very well. So I have to practice.
They don't know the characters, huh?
Yes.
Which is about right.
So I have to practice on my own. And after a long time, I help me out on lots of things.
That's cool. All right, so before we go to the break, I want you to try again that Count Duke, because I sense you weren't completely happy with it last week.
Yes, that's correct.
All right.
Count Adelia, I am the Count Duke, and you must follow my rules in every which way you can.
Oh, you put a little more emphasis on it this time around.
Yes, because he's one for his diabolical plots, and he is pretty goofy, but not too goofy because he's a bit serious. Okay, so apparently we got arrested for something we didn't do, obviously, because Count Duke he's not very friendly. But we always have an escape plan like so.
Now, is that music that you have on the computer?
That's right, it's music we have on the computer, made by the artists of this game. And the artists of this game, they put a lot of effort and time on this game. So we got to find the sword, and here we go. We're gonna get into
you got a closed caption.
We're gonna get into some combat.
Wow. What is the purpose of On Guard?
Basically, you have to beat and stop Count Duke's evil plots. And you have to make sure you defeat all his enemies, all his lackeys and stuff. And you have to use your environment. Like so. You have to counter, you have to block every move. And you just have to make a few surprises along with it.
And I'm going to ask Aaron if he's hearing you pretty well, because I hear the game music and voices. All right, good. All right, so does it require a lot of skill for this game?
Well, you have to be very creative. Plus, you have to use your environment to your advantage. And it takes a lot of skill and talent to find the patterns along with it.
What about comedy? This ain't all gory stuff, right?
No. This has so much comedy with it. And you see these two lackeys? These are very funny guys. Like, you know these guys are not paid well.
There you go. Now, how do you work with your environment?
Well, there are certain challenges you have to work on. Like, you have to, you see stairs? You gotta make sure you block it. And you have to make, your stairs could be like your little tool to get into perspective. Like so. See, he's weakened now. So this is your time to attack. And now he's fatigued. Now he's knocked out.
That's really good, Deuce.
You have to learn how to use your environment and have to learn.
So you got to improvise a lot.
Oh, you have to improvise quite a bit.
You're pretty good at that.
Plus, it has some very good graphics, as you can see,
Okay.
and the stunning visuals and the comedic timing is just perfect for everyone who likes to have a little laugh.
Now, on the On Guard computer game that you do, who's El Vigilante?
Bessie is the character that we're playing at. Adalia is her brother,
Okay.
and he wanted to become like a famous hero, but he's not very good at it. So he had to give him trials so we could train as players. But we have to defeat him, and he was easily defeated by.
Well, let's go back to the computer, and I want you to. We in deep in another game here. It's amazing how they make everything look so real.
I know, right? And obviously, it's not that real, you know. We obviously know that games can't be that real, so we have to.
Yeah, but they spend a lot of time on the detail.
I know. It's honestly impressive how they do it.
I mean, I feel like I'm in that dungeon or whatever it is.
It's honestly a dungeon, yes. No, I have to.
Feel like I'm in a big palace. And
It's a big palace, honestly to say.
yeah, so now what's his voice again?
Oh, El Vigilante?
Yeah.
Basically, he's kind of goofy. Oh, so you invaded my trap, eh? Eh, Dahlia? I am El Vigilante. Feel me or face the consequences. He's
How many hours you spend on gaming a week?
well.
I want you to be honest with me now.
Well, I try to be the best I can, and the best kind of takes a lot of time and effort. So I try to be the best, and honestly, it takes a lot of time on me.
All right, so let me ask you this. One of the things with autism, as far as my research shows and talking with you over all these weeks, is you can get enthralled in something where you never come up for air. So do your parents every now and then say, Deuce, get out of the room, come get some exercise or go outside or do some different things?
Well, I do that for my own thing.
Oh, well, that's good.
I've learned how to do it on my own.
That's pretty good. So what do you do?
Well, if I'm on my free time, I watch movies and TV shows.
Okay, what's your favorite TV show?
Oh, my favorite TV show. Right now, it has to be The Flash.
The Flash? What's that about?
It's basically, you know, the superhero Flash, right?
I don't really know about it.
Oh, well, he's a DC superhero.
Okay.
Basically, he's like the fastest man alive.
Really?
And he has to defeat all these metahumans in Star City. Basically, he is like a metahuman himself. So he's trying to go through life while trying to keep a relationship ongoing and defeat many speedsters along his way. Evil speedsters. He's a hero.
So do you just watch sort of superhero movies or do you watch other movies?
I watch other movies, like comedy movies. Anything with a hero, I can really get attached to.
You like comedy?
I do like comedy.
I hear you laughing out loud in the office sometimes.
But I also like to watch action movies.
Okay.
Action with adventure, with the comedy sort of vibe. It makes the whole movie go around. Even with the superhero, you need
All right, so
comedy.
that's your favorite TV shows, Flash, but what about your favorite movie of all time?
Avengers Endgame. Honestly, Avengers was my favorite. Growing up, I was never one for watching Avengers. But then once I got into it, it opened my eyes to a whole new world.
All right, if you could guess my favorite movie of all time, I'm giving you $100 right here on the set.
Okay, is it Creature on the Black Lagoon?
Oh, you were close.
Oh, then
You were close. But my favorite movie of all time is Back to the Future.
I should have known.
And the second one is E.T., believe it or not.
E.T.
That was so real.
I know, right? I mean, E.T. was basically the biggest franchise of all time.
Now, Creature of the Black Lagoon was really good when I was a kid. I used to wait for that show to come on Sundays, and whenever I saw it was coming on, I was glued to the TV.
And I also heard you also helped out with the film, right?
No, I did my own movie called Nutria Man.
Oh, I saw that one.
That was in 1984. Creature of the Black Lagoon was way back in probably the early 70s, 60s, or whatever. So, all right, what are we going to do? You're going to challenge me to do what?
Sing. There's a song I want you to sing, but oh wait, I kind of forgot about that. You said to me this song, which I believe was in Spider-Man 2. The original Spider-Man was Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, I was telling you a story about my mom. I think it was 1971 or 72. Could be right around there. Made me stand up at a reunion, a family reunion,
Okay.
and sing "Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head."
That's the one. That's the song I would like you to sing
All
because it
right.
really helped me out with encouragement,
All
and
right.
it really got my vibe on for a good time.
Yeah. So you like a lot of people told me they watched the show where you wrote a song and I played the guitar and we put a song together. They said you really came out of your shell.
Really,
So that was good.
thank you.
It gave you a little confidence, didn't it?
Yes, and I'd like to thank everyone on here, and for everyone who's watching, I'd like to thank them for giving me the confidence to be on my show.
Well, you're doing very well, dude. So I got to sing, not the whole song, but just a little bit of it.
Just a little bit,
Just
like a little
enough to give
snack,
them a little vibe.
give them a little vibe, give them a little tune.
Okay.
Just make them feel happy, make them feel loved.
That was by B.J. Thomas wrote that song and sang it
really
back
BJ
in the
Thomas.
70s. It was a number one hit.
Wow,
It
number
was,
one hit.
it was a big show. I mean, a big song back then. All right, so as we close up, I'll get that done, and we'll put it on tape. And if I run into a busy schedule, I'm going to bring my guitar up here and do it live.
Okay then,
How about that?
that's perfect.
Okay. So your motor's running, I find, today. You had a good weekend, didn't you?
I did.
So explain to me what's a good weekend for Deuce Luke.
Well, for one, I have to practice on my games, but really, I have to be creative on my off time. I have to find things to create characters, create stories, basically. And whenever I'm off, I'm play D&D with friends, like Dungeons and Dragons. You know the game, right?
I do. I never played it, but I heard about it. See, I wasn't a big gaming kind of person. Like, we used to play Pac-Man and Star Wars when I was growing up, but when all my friends were inside playing Atari, if you look that up, you'll see what that is. Like, doo, doo,
I definitely know
doo.
Atari.
Yeah. And Pac-Man and all of those games. I was outside playing sports. I love sports. I was an outdoor kind of kid. I was hardly ever inside.
I kind of figured that.
Yeah, you never would see me inside playing a lot of video games. And I was just always we would play tennis ball tag outside where all the neighborhood kids would get together and you had to hide in the whole neighborhood, like Mulberry and Barrios. So you could hide in people's sheds, you could hide in the ditches, you could hide in the pipes, but when you were caught, we'd have to throw a tennis ball at you,
Okay.
which could be a little dangerous.
Yes.
But it toughened us up because we had some friends that would pop you pretty hard with a tennis ball.
But
So I
nowadays,
enjoyed that.
you won't have to worry about that. You just relax, and not many punishes are that severe.
Well, you're right, but times have changed, so you don't want to go hide in somebody's shed today because they might think you're robbing their house.
There you go.
I had a quick story. I had a good friend of mine, Chris Doyle, who went hide in somebody's shed one time. He didn't realize that the shed was the house for the people's Great Dane.
Oh,
So when he got into the shed and he closed the door and he sat down and he was hiding, he didn't realize a dog that was about 5 feet tall was in there with him. So needless to say, he came out the shed screaming and he was panicking, and we all knew where he was because we could hear him screaming all the way across.
yeah.
So you gotta be careful where you hide.
Be careful where you hide it, and just be vigilant and be safe.
All right. So did you go out and enjoy the weather this weekend?
I did. The weather was amazing. I can't believe we have cold weather now. I mean, I've been waiting for cold weather for so long that I got a little tan, as you can see right here.
Man, you got it going on. So let me ask you this: do you like cooler weather or warmer weather?
Cooler. Cooler is very good for me because I just can't handle the heat. It's not very fun for me. Probably not fun for everyone in the city, but I think cooler weather might be perfect for me.
October is notorious in Louisiana for being no rain.
Yes.
Now, when I filmed my movie in 1984, we had 18 straight days of cool weather, no rain, which made it perfect. I know we have some rain coming this week, but October's the best month in the history records to show that you have least rain in October. The fronts start coming through in November and December, and They really start coming through.
Yeah.
So anyway, as we start wrapping up this show, as we go, now this is the 12th show. Take us from the first show to this show. You're so much more comfortable.
Yes. Well, the first show we ever did, I was nervous. But as time went on and I started being myself on TV, I thought I could be better. And so I worked on my charisma, my skills to speech. And it was hard at first, but I was determined to be the best guy I could be on this show.
And you have done that. Now, you're thinking about going to college, huh?
That's right, ULL, or University of Lafayette, I believe. That's what it's called, right?
All right. Are you filling out all the papers and all that?
That's correct, I am.
Why? Is it hard?
It will be hard because it's a lot of pressure and a lot of stress, but I can definitely do it because I'm grown up. I'm 20 years old, and I believe it's time.
There you go. That's a good way to think of it, dude. Pressure is the opportunity to do well.
Never thought about it like that, but
My dad taught me that way back. When you feel like you're under pressure, pressure is the opportunity to do well.
that's a good life lesson. Thank
Yeah.
you. And your father is a really wise man.
He was, and my mom too. So they never really, babied us too much. If you got a tough thing, you just got to go over the road bump,
Yeah.
and it helps out. Later on, you go, God, I'm glad they did that. So don't baby your kids. That's the thing. So, all right. So next week, real quick, I'll have my challenge ready for you.
Okay?
We'll do it, and then we'll have some more questions, and then we'll keep rocking. All right.
All right.
Bring us to the break, Deuce.
Pow.
Powell today. Deuce Luke. The Deuce is loose. We'll see you again next week.
In a world of silence, there's a different kind of language, autism, a unique puzzle that brings its own beautiful picture. Where others see a blank canvas, they see boundless creativity. Each day, they awaken with purpose and determination. Their minds are a vast universe, exploring countless subjects with passion. Deuce Luke said it best when he said,
Autism is not a disability. It's a different ability.
just like a seed becomes a magnificent tree, they too blossom into something extraordinary. Embrace the beauty of their world. Learn more about autism. Visit Understand Autism for more information. That's www.understandautism.org. You can also find help by calling 800-3-AUTISM. That's 1-800-328-8476. Thank you for watching The Deuce is Loose here on HTV 10.